Dimash and his fans, better known as Diaz, have missed each other after being apart for so long due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During the lockdown, they communicated with each other online. The fans say that the artist has become more open and sincere. Dimash Kudaibergen has always said that he feeds off the energy given by his beloved Diaz. The memorable events in the summer of 2021, the Slaviansky Bazaar, the Qazaq TV and the New Wave have proven that the most expensive gift that the Diaz can give to Dimash Kudaibergen is their energy.
С момента начала карантина я таки не выступал нигде.
The last time that I performed live, well, I haven't performed anywhere since the beginning of the quarantine period. Oh no, I actually performed at the Song of the Year festival in Moscow last year. And before the lockdown, one day before the lockdown, I performed in a solo concert in Ukraine. That was my second time on stage during the pandemic.
Получается уже второй выход на сцену.
The exchange of energy is what drives the relationship between Dimash and his fans, either when he's a guest on a big stage far from home or when he welcomes guests in Kazakhstan. Guided by his native culture, Dimash believes in open communication. The tradition of hospitality has very deep roots among the Kazakh people. It is said that there's a law under every shining rock in Kazakhstan where guests must be bowed to and greeted with respect. Good wishes must be given to them as well as gifts, regardless of whether one is a host or an acting host. It's a great honor within the Kazakh culture to be a guest and to be a host. Dimash's openness has landed him 3 important events in the summer: the Slaviansky Bazaar in Vitebsk, Belarus, the Qazaq TV in October, Kazakhstan, and the New Wave concert in Sochi, Russia. Dimash Kudaibergen met contestants from different cities and countries in his homeland. And in the summer, he performed not just as an artist, but as an honorary member of the jury at major international festivals abroad. In July 2021, he arrived in Vitebsk at the Slaviansky Bazaar, one of the first events where he was noticed and appreciated as an artist.
Вы понимаете, я настолько сильно полюбил этот фестиваль, потому что
You know, I love this festival so much because, well, many people think that I became famous after I participated in competitions in China and America, but actually I gained popularity through this kind of festival. My fans know that. After participating in various festivals, I began receiving invitations to many TV shoots. From that moment on, I believed that my work has finally gained momentum. I also enjoy the festival. I feel almost at home in Belarus because the people here have the same mentality and character as the Kazakhs.
практически как дома.
The Slaviansky Bazaar in Belarus can be considered as the event where Dimash gained his energy. 6 years ago, he gained a powerful momentum here that led him to reach new heights in his career, recognition outside Kazakhstan and Asia. After a victorious moment at the Slaviansky Bazaar, everyone talked about Dimash in all former USSR countries. Even the most famous artists in Russia started to get to know Dimash and be up-to-date on his career development. In an exclusive interview with Qazakh TV channel, Larissa Dolina, a beloved artist by Kazakhstanis, shares her memories of how she first heard about Dimash Kudaibergen.
Он меня очень сильно удивил своими возможностями вокальными.
At first, I was very surprised. He surprised me with his vocal capability and technique. It's not quite often that God gifted someone with rare abilities like him. This is what surprises me the most, and of course, it's a good surprise. He's different from all the other young performers because no one could sing like him. No one has the vocal capability like Dimash. The difference is very noticeable.
Конечно, очень сильно ощутима разница.
Larissa Dolina is a strict critic. She's a member of the Academic Council and head of the Department of Pop and Jazz Singing at the Moscow State Institute of Culture. She sees many talents, and she can unmistakably identify the capabilities of each musician. She only praises those who work hard.
Ошибок у него нет, но, вы знаете, со временем приходит такая...
Dimash doesn't make any mistakes, but usually over time the creativity of an artist will change as he or she matures. I wish that Dimash will always have the freedom to be creative, and hopefully he will use his creativity in new projects and new songs. I also hope that he will always have the mental strength to capture the hearts of his fans. The path for every artist is different, but the most important thing for them to succeed is the ability to capture the hearts of their viewers. The only way to do this is if the artist understands that they must exude their creativity from their hearts and soul. I'm sure Dimash's creativity comes from his heart. Not only him, but also the people around him, like his music producer. So I believe that Dimash will continue to capture our hearts with his vocal technique and his attitude towards his career. I hope that he'll remain friendly and warm and be stronger mentally.
Я уверена, что у Димаша это обязательно произойдет.
Leonid Shirin, a composer from Belarus, still hasn't had a chance to create a composition for Dimash, although he has written songs for Grigory Laps, Alexander Sirov, Laima Vaikule, and other famous artists. In 2015, Leonid saw Dimash's performance at the Slavyansky Bazaar. Based on his rich experience in show business, the composer and producer immediately knew who will be the audience's favorite at the festival in Vitebsk.
Безусловно, конечно, я помню его выступление. В первый конкурсный день он...
Of course, I remember his performance. On the first day of the competition, he sang Konstantin Miladze's song, Blizzard Again. It sounded quite traditional at the beginning, but when it came to the vocals, we were all in awe listening to his powerful voice. He made a strong impression on the members of the jury. I even remember that everyone looked at each other, and at that time it was obvious that Dimash has won both the audience and the jury.
И публику, и жюри.
But one successful performance is not enough to win the highly competitive Slavyansky Bazaar contest. Kazakhstani fans remember the 3 intense days of the festival in 2015. In the semi-final stage, contestants had to sing a pop song in their native language, and those who won would move to the final stage. Leonid Shirin remembers that on the first day of the competition, the contestants had to perform a song composed by a composer from a Slavic country. On the second day, they had to perform a worldwide hit. It was extremely difficult to perform a legendary composition in a way that surprises the professional jury, but Dimash Kudaibergen did it successfully.
Некоторые выступают еще лучше.
Usually on the second day, the contestants' performance isn't as good as the first day. Some of them did their best on the first day, but then they failed to impress the jury on the second day. As an experienced jury, I was curious to find out how Dimash will perform on the second day. He blew our minds on the second day. I gave him a score of 10 twice. His win on the second day made it clear to us that he'll win the competition.
Meanwhile, Gleb Lapitsky once dreamt of singing on this stage, but he didn't pass the national selection of the competition in Belarus. However, he's now the director of the Slavyansky Bazaar Festival. He remembers Dimash in the competition in 2015. For the first time, the Golden Lyre insignia was won by a contestant from Kazakhstan. The audience was amazed by the range of Dimash's voice. Those who worked with the artist share their views on his victory and popularity.
Да, я как зритель был в зрительном зале.
I was one of the viewers in the auditorium, and I saw Dimash Kudaibergen's performance at the competition in Vitebsk in 2015. It hasn't changed much since that time. The whole world was captivated by Dimash's vocal range, but I also think that the audience and the public were also attracted to his energy. He's a man of incredible energy.
Потому что это человек неимоверной энергетики.
The energy brought Dimash to new places, far from the countries that he's familiar with. He performed in China, Europe, and the United States. His fans are ready to applaud him at the world's best venues. Charged with such energy, Dimash returns to Belarus to share his experience with young artists at the 30th anniversary of the Slavyansky Bazaar festival in Vitebsk.
Discussions of the next festival started as soon as the 29th festival ended, just like the preparation of any festival. We immediately began to create the track lists as well as the list of guests that we would like to invite. Everyone in the directorate, as well as the fans, said that the 30th anniversary cannot be celebrated without Dimash.
The interview with Gleb Lapitsky was recorded during the preparation of the Slavyansky Bazaar. At that time, there was no certainty that Dimash, who's now a global artist, would attend the festival in Vitebsk. His schedule is planned down to the minute despite the pandemic. But a personal acquaintance of Dimash had given his word to the organizers that he would attend. And they trusted his simple decency.
We faced some challenges, of course, but our partners in Kazakhstan, as well as Dimash and his family, are highly intelligent and understanding people. We found a common ground with them and will provide the best hospitality of Vitebsk to them when they arrive here.
Dimash was greeted with incredible warmth and love in Vitebsk. There were so many flowers that, at times, the artists couldn't be seen behind the giant bouquets. After a long time of communicating online, Dimash's dears have forgotten how to approach their favorite artist in real life. However, Dimash never tires of bowing to his fans. The respect for people around him has been instilled in him since he was young. He also has a natural sense of humor.
Let me stand and bow to all of my fans who haven't returned their tickets. This is a great happiness for an artist. I would have cried if I could. Can't you cry? Kazakh men don't cry.
This ball of energy, a powerful talent given by God, and the natural spontaneity keeps the dears up to date with Dimash's schedule. They're ready to fly anywhere in the world to attend his concert. Fans understand how important the Slavyansky Bazaar is for their idol, therefore they're ready to support the festival too.
I can't explain the mood that we're in. I've never experienced this in my life. It's like one big celebration. I feel like this is a dream and I don't want to wake up from this dream. I came from Ukraine and I'm a fan of Dimash. We're all fans of Dimash here. I fell in love with the Slavyansky Bazaar. From now on, I'll attend the festival every year. Thank you very much to everyone. We're fans of Dimash Kudaibergen from Ukraine. We love him for his talent and his humility. I think everyone believes that he represents love, unity, and friendship. We also love the Slavyansky Bazaar. We've been watching it for a long time, even before Dimash's participation. It's our tradition to watch the festival on TV. I came here for the first time.
Many fans attended the Slavyansky Bazaar just to see their favorite artist, Dimash Kudaibergen. The event is not his first as a jury, but after a long quarantine, things seem to be on a reset and people needed to get used to new roles in a short time. The situation is similar to the Kazakh celebration of spring called Korisu, when after a long winter, the nomads greet and congratulate each other for being alive and well. How exciting it is for the artist to be busy again and create new goals for himself and his fans.
Ощущения словами сейчас не передать, потому что все вы, наверное, уже знаете, насколько...
Well, words can't describe my feelings right now. All of you probably know how important this competition, this festival is to me. Today I feel the weight of the responsibility on my shoulders. It's even heavier now than when I was a contestant. I have to go now. Just want to wish everyone good luck. Bye.
Всем удачи, пока.
From the very beginning, Dimash didn't hide his excitement to root for a Kazakhstani contestant, Rukia. But as a member of the jury, he was strict and objective in his decisions. Dimash is the youngest member of the jury. Together with him, the selection of contestants was made by people with vast life experience and solid musical background, including Michele Poma, president of the Cultural Association International Italian Festivals. Michele Poma has been building creative bridges between Italy and Belarus for several years. He saw how Dimash listened attentively to the performances of each contestant.
We worked together yesterday as jury. I saw how he listened to the songs professionally. We talked and we have the same way of thinking. He's young, 26 years old, but it seems like he has 70 years of experience in music.
The jury members come from different countries: Kazakhstan, Italy, Belarus, Russia, France, Ukraine and Moldova. Each of them is an honorary musician in their country. Most of them remember watching Dimash performing as a contestant in 2015. Now they are happy to welcome him as one of the jury members for the festival.
Уникальность фестиваля «Славянский базар» заключается в том, что они зажигают новые звезды. И в 2015 году
The unique thing about the Slavyansky Bazaar Festival is that they highlight new stars. In 2015, a new global star was recognized at the same event. Dimash has a special talent and he's a professional artist with a unique voice range. Yet he's a very simple person, very approachable and humble. It's very nice to work with him. This is the second year we've been working together. We've been on the jury twice. When I first heard him at the festival, I immediately thought that he's a great talent and he'll have a bright future. I didn't personally know Dimash before, I just knew him as an artist, but after getting to know him, I can say that he's a warm person, very down to earth. But let's see how he is in the future. I want to thank all the jury for their great work. We're all on the same wavelength and we gave almost the same scores. I liked that Toad's ballet. I enjoyed it very much. Belarus is a completely different country. People here are warm and kind. I wish Belarus continuous prosperity. As soon as I saw Dimash's performance, his first appearance and performance at the Slavyansky Bazaar, I knew right away that he's a unique artist. I believe that everybody else also thinks the same. He has a natural and unique vocal talent, and this is something that is given by God. He has also a pleasant character, which was influenced by his family upbringing. It can be seen that Dimash was being brought up well. It's very rare to see a popular artist having a good and respectable personality. This will help him go far, and I think he always needs to remember his purpose in life.
Мне очень симпатичен этот человек, и обратил я на него внимание именно.
I like Dimash very much. I saw his performance for the first time at the Slavyansky Bazaar, and at that time I listened to him as an audience. He has an extraordinary gift. It's not every day you meet a man with such a vocal range. On top of that, his personality makes him likable, and he makes a gigantic impression with his voice. The most important thing is that he's a very talented artist. His talent and voice are given by God. Dimash has grown before our eyes. Each of his new songs and performances reveals a new side of him. I'm very glad that I was able to attend the press conference between Dimash and Dima Karas. I came as a viewer, although at that time I just made it in time from the train station. I have great pleasure listening to Dimash speaking. I like the way he thinks, the way he speaks, and the way he feels. He's very modest, but he knows his worth.
И этот мальчик растет на глазах.
Dimash's self-development, aspiration and intuition helped him to grow into a professional artist who is capable of evaluating other upcoming talents. But the artist admits that he has to carry a heavy responsibility as a jury member. He shares some things that he looks out for in the contestants.
В первую очередь на исполнительское вокальное мастерство.
I look at their vocal skills and how they perform. Prior to this festival, I was a jury member at various international competitions. The one I remembered most is Super Vocal in China, where the best music graduates compete with each other. They were the graduates of musical conservatory and other musical educational institutions. To be honest, before I make a decision as a jury, I feel better if I go on stage to perform, because I could feel that the contestants are worried. It's very difficult for them emotionally. Just a few years ago, I was also a contestant myself, so that's why I know how nerve-wracking it is.
Поэтому, не знаю, такой сложный момент, я даже словами сейчас не могу передать.
According to the news, magazines, television and bloggers, the 2021 Slaviansky Bazaar in Vitebsk was conquered by Kazakhstan. Rukiya Baidukanova showed that many incredible talents come from Kazakhstan. Some of them are being actively supported by Dimash himself. Dimash Kudaibergen's next appearance in public is the Bucket T-Bala competition that was held in his homeland, Kazakhstan. The event is an international festival of children's creativity. Dimash greets the children and welcomes them as distinguished guests. He treats everyone with respect and honor.
Бәрі өте жоғары деңгейде өнер көрсетті. Бұрындары үлкендер арасында
All of the contestants performed wonderfully. I used to be a jury in international competitions for adults, but at this event, I'm not a jury, I'm just a guest. I'm just a guest. The performances of these children are amazing.
өнер көрсету енді ерекше тамсандырып жатыр.
The jury members of Bucket T-Bala are honored artists of Kazakhstan. Marat Aitimov, who is Dimash's vocal teacher, and Svetlana Aitpaeva, Dimash's mother. Meanwhile, the jury members are Klara Tulimbayeva from Nur-Sultan, Nikolai Tikiliev from Bulgaria, and Silvia Andriana Larimanga from Uzbekistan. The young contestants were anxious to perform in front of the professional jury, although, despite their young age, they are already accomplished artists. Winners of the competition say that they didn't expect such a high assessment from the jury.
Я не знаю, это просто сейчас переполняет эмоции, что наконец-таки все,
I don't know, I'm overwhelmed with emotions right now. Finally, it's over. I sang 3 songs to the best of my ability. I went through the first round and then I sang for the second time and I was awarded 3rd place. I did my best and it's over now. I can say that I still win this competition.
I'm very happy. I'd accept any place in the competition. I'm very happy for the other contestants. I'm glad that I took 3rd place. Despite all the excitement and challenges that may have occurred, I'm still proud of myself. Thank you, Bucket T-Bala, for this opportunity.
Спасибо вам огромное.
Я на самом деле даже не ожидала на 3-е место. Я сидела в зале, очень волновалась.
Honestly, I didn't expect to even take 3rd place. I was sitting in the hall very worried. But luck was on my side and the jury awarded me 2nd place. I was in shock. For the first few seconds, I couldn't believe it at all. The competition is at its highest level. I've never seen anything like this anywhere. Thank you all very much. Thank you for making me feel like a celebrity. I walked on the red carpet and it was very cool.
It's very surprising. I didn't expect 2nd place at all, although I gave my best in this competition. I really liked the Bucket T-Bala contest. In fact, I loved it very much. The organizers are very kind, sincere, and cool.
Honestly, this is my favorite competition. It's such a high-level competition, I can't describe it with words. I had a wonderful experience and the most valuable thing for me is that I met my idol, Dimash Kudaibergen.
Абсолютный победитель и гран-при и обладателем 1 миллиона тенге становится Айлун Заушева, 13 лет, Тарас, Kazakhstan.
Winner of the main prize, Aylun Zausheva, says that it took her 6 months to prepare for the Bucket T-Bala competition. The composition Is in Korem became popular again after it was performed by Janar Dugalova at the Turkvision Song Contest in 2014. Janar won the Grand Prix for Kazakhstan. The same song has once again brought victory to the 13-year-old Aylun Zausheva.
It's difficult for me to express my emotions right now. I seem calm, but actually I'm so excited. It's a great honor to receive the Grand Prix award, even though I've participated in other international competitions previously. This is not my first experience. There are incredibly talented participants in the Bakete Bala competition. I'm very happy that I won.
As is customary among the hospitable Kazakh tradition, organizers of the competition welcomed their contestants with open arms. The young contestants were very nervous as they prepare for the event. Their mood is very important as it will affect their performance. Meanwhile, Dimash Kudaibergen had to make a difficult choice.
Арасынан бір баланы ертіп, кішігірім дайындық жүргізіп, менің шет мемлекеттерде өтетін концерттеріме.
I invited one of the contestants as a special guest to my concert after the very first competition. Nargiz Januzakova went to London with me, where she performed at my concert. A year later, another contestant, Aykerim Tleubek, performed with me in the USA. This year's contest may see only one main winner, but I can still choose any contestants who performed well at my discretion to take part in my future concert.
Bir balаны ол қандай жүлде алмасын, өзімнің қалауым бойынша бір концертіме ертіп алып шығатын боламын.
Dimash kept the audience guessing before he announces his new star partner. 12-year-old Adel Kunadirova from Nur-Sultan wasn't chosen as the winner of the competition, but she won the biggest prize, performing with Dimash Kudaibergen, the main voice of Kazakhstan at his concert. She has been singing since the age of 7 and has established herself at international competitions.
First of all, I'm very happy that I found a big family. All of the contestants are kind and joyful. We're not friends. We're one big happy family. I gained a lot of experience because the level of this competition is very high.
Dimash did a great job at calming the young contestants. The emotional state of those with whom he interacts is important for him, as with the hospitality culture of the Kazakhs, who believed that guests shouldn't leave the house feeling gloomy. It means that the energy of a person whom you interact with is very important. Therefore, Dimash Kudaibergen, like any hospitable host, found warm words for all the contestants who took part in the Bakete Bala competition in October.
The most important thing for a creative person is the stage. An artist needs spectators. Of course, there must be winners in the competition, but at the same time, I can't say that there are losers because each contestant performed with dignity. Everyone has their own talent, so there are no losers.
Самый добрый и семейный фестиваль подходит к концу. Бақытты бала 2021. Қош бол!
Сау болыңыздар!
До встречи в октябре ровно через год!
As soon as the last song was performed at the Bakete Bala competition, the spotlights lit up over the stage of the new wave. Thousands of fans were waiting for Dimash Kudaibergen at the airport in Sochi. Dears were looking forward to meeting their favorite artist. Some came with their pets, some brought flowers as well as musical instruments. The whole concert program was prepared and a simple orchestra greeted the fans at the airport. It's hard to believe that the fans don't know each other, but they are very friendly and happy while being together, as if they were a big family on a holiday. The fans are united simply by their love of Dimash Kudaibergen. His creative work gives them a sense of belonging and unity, a sense of family, the Diaz family. For the first time, Dimash Kudaibergen had to judge the participants of the New Wave contest. Previously, he attended the event as a guest. He was neither a contestant nor a member of the jury of the New Wave. Now he is greeted as one of the members of the event. He's no longer a third-party guest star, but one of the judges who decide the fate of young artists.
То, что он делает и то, что он творит, это, конечно, потрясающе.
What he does and creates are amazing things. I think that there is no other artist like Dimash on our stage. He's a bright artist who has incredible talent. He's an amazing singer, a wonderful person, and I'm very glad that he's one of the jury members this year. I think that this will only expand the coverage of our project, and at the same time, his responsibility as a jury combined with what he can do on stage will be a big boost to our project.
The New Wave in 2021 lasted for almost 1 week. The musical extravaganza was opened by a grand gala concert. The performances on stage, the behind-the-scenes and fashionable parties were once again celebrated after a long pause due to the pandemic. Well-known stars greeted each other warmly and took pictures together. There was an interesting moment when Andrei Malakov asked Dimash Kudaibergen to take pictures for memory. Dimash also took pictures with his old friend Alexander Reva as well as Sofia Rotaro. Sofia looks younger than her age, and it seems like her time is only going backwards. Dimash admires her as a sister and asked to take a photo with her.
Можно я тоже?
Очень приятно.
Перебивала, не надо, чтобы он резко сменился. Так, еще секунду.
Золотая ручка.
Dimash Kudaibergen prepared 2 gifts for the audience and guests of the New Wave competition. He made an unusual surprise on the opening day. He brought kobez, a traditional Kazakh music instrument, on stage with him. The act was very different from the previous performances done on this stage. Dimash's new song, Stranger, is about the life of the descendant of the great nomads. The lyrics are thought-provoking. There is a quote from the chorus: "In a stranger's land, a new chance to know who I am." It is believed that the quote is a tribute to the legendary Korkut Ata, the man who created kobez and a philosopher who remains immortal in the music industry. Dimash Kudaibergen, the son of the Kazakh people, continues to promote national values globally. The song itself was created by a group of people from around the world. The arrangers are Dimitris Kontopoulos from Greece and Yerlan Bikchurin from Kazakhstan. The songwriter is an American poet, Sharon Vaughn. Meanwhile, the music is created by Russian composer Igor Krutoy, while Olzhas Kurmanbek played the kobez. 7 days of the competition in Sochi flew by like a short vacation for the audience. But for Dimash Kudaibergen, it was a very intense and hectic week. He had to judge the contestants, communicate with the press and fans, and make surprises. There was another premiere that he had to prepare for the event. Prior to the contestants' performances, famous artists had to perform their new compositions on stage. These include Kirkorov, Leontiev, Barum, Agutin, Arctic and Asti, Lazarev, Bidlan, Manija, Valeria, Loboda, and of course, Dimash Kudaibergen. The creators of the song are 2 Kazakh associates of Dimash. The lyricist is Jordan Arakelian, who's also a backup vocalist for Dimash for several years. She understands Dimash's style of performance, preferences in music, and areas where he wants to develop. Meanwhile, composer Ediljan Gabasov is not known in the Diaz community, but the fans found a photo of him and Dimash working together. The photo shows a rare emotional moment of Dimash. Ediljan Gabasov quickly gained new followers on Instagram after the premiere of Fly Away. The Diaz wrote encouraging words to their beloved artist for the new composition. The song is very rhythmic yet philosophical. It's about finding oneself in the long journey of life. On the stage of the New Wave competition, Dimash wore a snow-white suit and was accompanied by the dancers of Alla Dukova's show ballet, Tardis. It seems like there's nothing else left to surprise the audience, but not for Dimash. He amazed the audience with his third premiere, Ave Maria. During the performance, it seems like the audience of the New Wave competition just stopped breathing. What an incredible vocalization framed by choral singing. This is the result of the harmony between Dimash Kudaibergen and Igor Krutoy. There are many rumors around their friendship, but during the press conference in Vitebsk, Dimash dispelled all the rumors.
С Игорем Яковлевичем у нас некоторые почему-то думают, что у нас есть какие-то.
I know that some people think that the partnership between Igor Yakovlevich and I are based on contracts, but that is not true. Our partnership is based on trust. He writes the songs and I perform them. I'm working with 2 record labels in China and America, but I am my own boss. No one infringes on my rights. Thank God I have my parents, my father, who's my mentor, and my mother who gives me advice on how to react to certain situations and what to do. I'm lucky to have them.
Как и с чем бороться? В этом плане мне, конечно, повезло.
At the event in Vitebsk, Dimash promised to cheer for Kazakhstani contestants, but not to have selected favor towards the New Wave contestants. Finalists of the competition take the stage every year on the opening day of the event. Each of them represents their country, and performers from Kazakhstan are always part of the finalists. This year, Kazakhstan was represented by Mezzo. Dimash kept his word. He morally supported Mezzo, but as a judge he assessed them with a cold mind. The event was, after all, a competition, and there are many factors to weigh before choosing a winner. The group didn't make it to the top 3, and this proves the uncompromising honesty of the pride of the Deers. The fans continuously emphasize the merits of their favorite artist and constantly follow the things that he does. They believe that Dimash is a role model for good behavior. The distinguishing feature of all the Deers includes striving for high culture, being creative and constantly innovative. Tatiana Spet lives in Kemerovo and is known for her needlework. She dedicates all her creations to Dimash Kudaibergen. She heard his voice for the first time in 2017, and from then on, she started looking for information about the artist and discovered a world of like-minded people and a new profession.
For some reason, I wanted to make his mosaics for a long time. I embroidered 3 art pieces before his concert in Kremlin and presented them there. The idea just came to me naturally. Then, I attended Dimash's concert in Yekaterinburg, and before that, I decided to make mosaic and brooches that are embroidered with beads. I initially made 18 brooches, and there are a few in smaller sizes. Here's one of the brooches, our beloved Mahochka. The fans presented these brooches in Yekaterinburg. Here's another one, DQ. I also made a few paintings using beads. This picture is in blue in my art style. I drew the picture just the other day, but I haven't had time to frame it yet. I like this picture. It's very beautiful. Then I made a fan jacket for myself to wear. This is Dimash's signature that I made with beads. It's very beautiful. Here's my last art piece, which I decided to keep for myself. 10 of my artworks were ordered by fans in Kazakhstan and delivered there. Dimash inspires me. He is my inspiration.
The stories of many Deers are worthy of a film adaptation. Some stories are happy, while some are sad. For Hildegard Warner, Dimash's music has brought happiness to her father's life for 2 years. In 2019, Hildegard's 83-year-old father had to go through a difficult surgery. They sat at the hospital corridor together, and her father's condition was very alarming. Hildegard said that one of her friends sent her a link to a song by an unknown singer. She listened to the song with her father, and they both calmed down. When the medical staff came to take her father away, Hildegard realized that he will get through this surgery successfully.
It was very nice when I realized my dad started to open his eyes, just as impressed by the music as I was. My dad was a music lover. He knew a lot about opera and vocal ranges. That one time he said, when one is expecting that Dimash's voice can't go any higher, he reaches even higher notes in a fluent and sweet tone that I'm impressed. My dad asked me to play more of his music, so I searched for more and together we listened for another 15 or 20 minutes. Finally, the nurses came to take him. When she arrived and I looked at my dad's face, I could recognize in his eyes a very particular light, like he was able to connect again the desire to live.
Estuvimos escuchando a Dimash unos 15 o 20 minutos.
The surgery was successful, and in recent years, Hildegard's father became one of the most active fans of Dimash in Mexico. He and his daughter watched all Dimash's premieres, joined many communities, and made thousands of friends all over the world. The energy of the Kazakh artist gave this family a few more happy months, and for this, Hildegard is grateful to Dimash Kudaibergen.
Hoy en día, hablar sobre mi papá.
Nowadays, talking about my dad and Dimash touches my soul very deeply. My daddy passed away on July 28th, just some weeks ago. He didn't pass because of the surgery he had in 2019, but because of something completely different. I can understand that his time among us had run out. However, a few days before being admitted to the hospital, he asked me about Dimash. My dad was a big Dears. Together we listened to Dimash every single day. So he asked me if someday Dimash would come to Mexico. I answered that this is my biggest wish, and it's not only mine. It's also a great wish that thousands of Dears have in Mexico and Latin America.
Dimash has become an inspiration for many creative people. One of them is Fabio Casali, an Italian musician with 30 years of experience. Just 2 years ago, he joined the Dears community, and he had gained fame amongst the fans with one song that he wrote and performed himself.
Tu sei capace di portarci in tanti mari, dove ti seguono e ti ascoltano i tuoi cari. Sei un sentiero illuminato in un mondo ormai bruciato da percorrere. Intanto aspetto circondato e sono muto, ascolto la canzone dove chiedi aiuto. Nei momenti di tristezza c'è la tua voce che la spezza nel silenzio, e all'improvviso ci sei tu, angelo senza confini.
He says that he was filled with the creativity of the Kazakhstani musician before he decided to write his own composition.
At first I didn't want to write the song. I was not sure about it until people of Dimash Italian fan club asked it to me. I think the result is a good song.
This song is an invitation for Dimash to Italy. Fabio sincerely believes that one day his favorite artist will hold a concert in his country, and perhaps they would sing a duet together.
Thanks to all. Ciao and Viva Dimash.
It's quite difficult to find a creative person who would refuse an opportunity to sing a duet with Dimash Kudaibergen, or write lyrics or produce music for him. But the reality is that many are scared to take the opportunity. Although in the depths of their hearts, many of them, even very famous musicians and producers, hoped for a collaboration with Dimash. This became clear when we asked a few of the popular individuals directly if they want to cooperate with Dimash.
Well, why not? The producers need to talk and decide to create a song like this. They can't be too serious so that the music sounds beautifully. It's nice for any composer to work with such a performer because you're not being limited neither in the range or in any modulations or any bold decisions. It's always nice because the performer can do almost anything. Therefore, it's always pleasant for any composer to work with such a performer. We never know, but I hope that we'll work together. It's a very interesting question. I think I'd rather work with Dimash as an organizer, someone who organizes his events instead of a vocalist. This can be a gift for his millions of fans all around the world.
Я бы написал с огромным удовольствием.
I would write songs for him with great pleasure. He moved me to one piece in terms of a person with similar vocal abilities. I must say that the songs I wrote turned out well, but not as I intended it. Dimash was the first ambassador, so to speak, to sing up to 4 octave. I tried to sing the songs myself. I sang a song in the finale of the movie that I told you about when I was at your studio. I was given 6 notes to work on. Dimash inspired me to write the songs. It's quite possible. I've been thinking about it. His father and I talked about it. Dimash is a wonderful instrumentalist, so why not? Life is interesting.
С радостью.
I'd work with him with pleasure. Not for one duet, but several duets. I'd record with him and he can suggest the compositions.
Dimash Kudaibergen's fans also dream of a duet with him. One of them is Asel Mekebaeva, who lives in Kazakhstan. She has been performing the compositions of her favorite artist on violin for several years. She graduated from the same university as Dimash, whose full name is Dimash Kudaibergen. The same name was written in his diploma. Dimash and Asel graduated at the same time, and she attended the graduation ceremony. She was glad to be among the students of Dimash's alma mater.
Да, мы лично не знакомы, заочно так.
We don't know each other personally. I was at the graduation ceremony where he was in absentia at the University of Arts. We once stood next to each other, but at that time it was impossible to get to know him personally. It's amazing to know that such a talented person studied at the same university as me. He's very modest and shy, but when he goes on stage, he transformed into a completely different person, someone creative and filled with energy. Of course, people are inspired by his energy.
Бешеную энергию, которая от него идет. И, конечно, они вдохновляются им безумно.
Asel is very impressed by Dimash's desire to show the world the richness of Kazakh culture. As his admirer and countrywoman, she also tries to convey all the beauty of Kazakh land to a wide audience. She recorded a cover song of Love of Tired Swans and created her own video against the background of the youngest capital city in the world, Nur Sultan.
Мы долго искали локацию, хотели снять в Боровом.
We searched for a location for a long time. At first, we wanted to shoot the video in Borovoye. But then I remembered that there's a silhouette of an eagle in the sky near the pyramid. So we decided to shoot there. An eagle, a golden eagle, symbolizes freedom, and I wanted to convey this through the music. The audience was very enthusiastic about the video. It was the first video that was shot using a drone. I wanted to show the breadth and scale of the city in the video, and I think I succeeded in this. There were so many great responses, and even Dimash's fans wrote to me. I enjoyed doing this, and I think I'll do more music videos in the future.
Мне понравилось, и планирую дальше в этом же направлении двигаться.
The Deers are ready to support Dimash's creativity and sing with him. They are not tired of supporting him. Spiritually, they are listening to his compositions, and physically, they are supporting his performances. Today, Deers from all over the world can be seen at any concert where Dimash Kudaibergen is expected to attend.
Hello, we flew here from Yakutia, from the city of Yakutsk. It was a very long flight, but finally, we've arrived at the New Wave event. Our flight was very long, 3 days to be exact, due to the flight delays. We waited at the Vnukovo International Airport. Finally, we arrived here. Even though we're tired, but as soon as we reached here at the New Wave, our tiredness disappeared immediately. The opening of the New Wave was very grand and very fun. We came to support Dimash Kudaibergen, our idol, our artist. For the first time at a concert, we were quite worried at first. I came from Krasnodar to Sochi to attend the New Wave to support my favorite artist, Dimash Kudaibergen. This year, many fans came from different cities and countries, and they created a special atmosphere here. The atmosphere of love, kindness, wonderful music, and communication.
Yeah, we have a very interesting feedback everywhere we went in the local business area. A lot of people know about Dimash. They were very surprised to find Americans and Europeans here at Sochi, and they actually didn't realize that he has so many fans overseas. They told us that everybody knows him in Russia. They're very well acquainted with his music, but they did not know he has such a large fan base. So that was quite interesting, and we definitely plan to bring back more of his fans and Diaz from overseas next year when the travel restrictions are hopefully over.
There are no boundaries and barriers for the Diaz, despite the pandemic as well as the transport and other restrictions. Even the different language is not a hindrance to the exchange of energy by the Diaz.
And they were very excited to meet us, and despite the language barrier, we find a way to communicate with each other. Sign language, translation apps, and then I think we all speak the keywords, and we all speak the universal language of Dimash, but that is better known as Dinglish. Yes. Everybody speaks that language, so it's okay. We got everything done.
The summer of 2021 turned out to be extremely eventful for Dimash Kudaibergen. Autumn and winter will be full of events for him as well. He has already been recognized as the most handsome man in Asia, and he is preparing for a new solo concert. Diaz all over the world hope that with the ease of the quarantine measures, they will have a chance once again to host their favorite artist in their countries. This is how they interpreted Dimash's song about new wanderings in search of himself. The fans hope that the descendant of the great nomads will stay true to his path and shares the great hospitality of the Kazakhs. The energy that the Diaz and Dimash present to each other gives them the strength